live. We're live.
Hey,
Patty Herrera, technical difficulties. Here we are. I wanted to come on today and just kind of talk about Patty's journey at eXp, and we plan to get together at 1 o'clock, but those technical things and StreamYard and all that other good stuff. It's awesome stuff here. Everyone, Patty Herrera at eXp Realty. Just Todd Schroth here. I wanted to just kind of talk about her journey at eXp and just kind of learn some things about what's going on.
Well, absolutely. So glad to be here. You have two of me, one video, audio. Don't you love that technical difficulties? But hey, we roll with it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, basically I've been on board with eXp for a little over a year now.
Awesome.
And was in the business for 24 years prior, 25 years now. And, I'll be honest with you, it was not something I had ever planned on doing. I had my own brokerage. I was making 100% of 100% and was already a top producer in my area, and I was good to go. So I was a little, I said no the first few times, put it that way. I had to really speak to the right person that shared the value that was truly in eXp for somebody that was already 100%, that already owned their own brokerage and was successful. Right. So, I met Veronica, and I met a few other people, Brent, Gove, things like that, and spoke with them and just really noticed that some of these big superstars that already had their own business, their own team, were over there. And I'm thinking, why? What's in it for you? And I think ultimately my decision was made because, number one, I felt like I was in it alone for many, many years, trying to grow my own team, trying to come up with my ideas, trying to do everything. So that part. And then there was no, collaboration. There was no support. There was just me, me in it. So basically, after speaking with them, I felt like, it was more of like teamwork, that they were really going to help me grow the team, grow the business that I really wanted, because I was kind of sucked in the business. I was the business, So I don't know if you felt like that as well, Todd, when you came on.
My journey was just kind of the same thing. It was talking to the right people, and I love hearing what you said. It's like I've been approached the same way a few times. And it was talking to the right person about why they're doing it, is about why we did it. And, I was going to go independent and be 100% of 100%, but there was just me then. And I wanted to be part of something bigger. And that's why I always liked the brokerage model of the franchises or other stuff, because I wanted to be part of something that was a lot bigger, that was out there. And I love hearing your story, because you were your own independent. And why would an independent shut down and move over to eXp Realty and be now brokered by eXp Realty? So what made the change? And I guess one of the questions I have is like, coming from a brokerage, how many agents did you have at your brokerage?
It was a small brokerage, so I only had, I think, 4 or 5. Okay. But you know what? It was running smoothly. We were, top producers in our area. I had great admin support, which is super important. So, you don't need 20 agents if you have great admin.
Right.
But yeah, basically it was the collaboration, hey, how they always say, be around those that you want to be like. And I really felt like, and my husband fought it. I'm not going to lie. He was like, why are we going to give away $16,000 a year? And I was like, I don't know. But, honestly, if you do it right, that $16,000 that you think you're losing a year, yeah, you get back if you're producing. You're going to get that back. You cap, you icon, and then plus some. So I thought, okay, it's not really a loss, because I know I'm going to produce. So I'm going to get that $16,000 back. So then what am I gaining after that? And so I really had to look at what was I gaining? And I will tell you, I was paying like $1,200 a month for coaching that I now get free from top producers that are where I want to be.
Yeah.
And the collaboration, plug and plays, love it. So if there's something I need, we reach out to, our Facebook group, within eXp and say, hey, do you have a listing presentation? How are you doing your onboarding with new agents? I'd like to make mine smoother. How are you growing your team? And there's so many different models out there. If you just listen to what other people say and see how they're doing it, and they're really helpful. So they're always like, okay, sure, yeah, let me get that for you. Hey, let me help you. And I think the heart behind them wanting to help really is what got me. I really wanted to be a part of something where it's just bigger. It's not just about the bottom line, but it's just about helping one another, collaborating, helping each other grow, and technically I'm not losing anything like I thought normally that I would. I'm actually gaining.
Let's go back to your brokerage where you're worried about losing $16,000 on your own business. Now, your agents that were in your brokerage, what kind of splits did you have them on?
Yeah, so normally I have them doing like 70-30 if they procure the lead, and if it is from the team, it's 50-50.
Okay, so you're looking at potentially losing if you bring them over to your brokerage. Now, I guess that's a two-part question. Three-part. Did they come with you? And then did they see the vision? And then, as a broker, we're making 30% on our agents. And then, you lose that 30% as well, unless they come in and you create a team with them. And so I'm wondering, is it worth losing that additional 30% or 10% or 5% override that you're getting, because you're losing that as well? You're not just losing your 16,000, which you obviously get back. If you're selling enough houses, which is not that many, to get the cap back. But why would you want to lose 30% on top of your agents?
I'll be honest with you. Some came, some did not come.
Okay.
The ones that did not see the vision were the ones that weren't really producing a lot anyway. They were just the ones that were, my leads were being generated and they were utilizing those. So it was 50-50. And honestly, I can find somebody that wants leads anywhere.
Yeah.
I had to make the move that I felt like was best for me and the team, because the ones that aren't connected, which that's another super important thing with the eXp, is staying connected.
Yes.
But if they weren't connected with me and the team and they were just kind of there and doing leads on occasion, then honestly, they're not going to be long-term, in my opinion, anyway. So, I lost a couple. But, I gained so much more. I have, 5 or 6 different people that have come aboard the team. And now I also have, a partnerships. I think I have 17 or 18 of those that people are in different states, which was another reason why I joined. Yeah. Because we are global. We're not limited. We have a ton of referrals that we can do from other states. And we can create teams in other states. And it's just, I felt like the growth was really there beyond my little town and that I was just working out of.
Well, you're an empty nester now. I mean, I believe your kids are all graduated, and I know one of your sons just got the real estate license, but you're also down here in Florida in the Naples area. So you can run both places, have the systems in place to work that, run teams in both spots, and not have to be a broker in 2 or 3 or 4 different states. I mean, that's a beautiful situation.
I love that. And you know what else, as far as the growth, and this was my mindset, what really just put me over that threshold of, do I want to go there, was that I felt that not just being cloud-based, that was one thing, but as far as the training, 50 plus hours of training, they offer health insurance, they have events, and that's just eXp. And then as far as the partnerships that we have, they offer, in addition, because they want to, not because they have to, but because they actually have a heart to help people. So there's additional training, there's accountability classes, there's Fire Friday, there's, things like this where we help support one another when we have shows and different things like that. And you really can't get that anywhere else. So I feel that when you're trying to grow a team, all of these benefits can't be found anywhere else.
I've got a book I was reading, and one of the comments in there, it was, we're all coworkers, not competitors. One, it's like within the companies, I think when you're in these individual brokerages or franchises, everybody's out for themselves. And, Momentum Mondays is agents in our local markets teaching us what they're doing to generate business. Why would you want to help me generate business? Because we're trying to help each other grow and elevate the standards of the industry. And so we're coworkers. We're supposed to help each other, not competitors. I would walk around my office and everyone would always, what are you doing over there? Kind of go hide in the corner. And so, I love the fact that we're all there to help each other and stuff. And, I'm like you, 20 years in the business, and I know a lot, but there's things that are being done today that I don't know about. And I've got agents that are 2 years in the business that I'm learning from and that are willing to sit down, have lunch and share, or come in and teach my team or anybody about what they're doing. And, I think we wouldn't have that, especially in a small brokerage of 5 or 10 people,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and, there's some people that are just looking at their bottom line, and they're not top producers. And that is one thing they have to consider. But I'm telling you, with the education, because the more educated you are, the more confident you are.
Yep.
So your production is automatically going to go up. And then if you stay connected, meaning like we reach out, we go to the accountability, we go to the Momentum Mondays, we go to the Fire Fridays, we reach out to people and say, hey, I want to be like you. Can you tell me how you're doing it? And we're not scared to do that. That makes a world of difference, because the ones that kind of disconnect and they just are still trying to do it on their own when they don't have to are the ones that won't succeed in this business nor at eXp.
Right. And that's the thing is there's a lot to plug into as well. And I bet you if we and I talked after, I would probably mention 5 or 6 things that we have access to at our fingertips that you don't know about because you haven't dug in far enough. And there's 2.5 years of digging and I'm still learning things. And, my team is like, I'll mention something like, never knew about that. I'm like, I literally mentioned it 5 times. And, there's just a lot of tools and resources that are brought from other companies here that we can use. I mean, Grant Cardone's got a sales coaching program. I'm like, I've got to find out how to dig into it because I'd love to learn some of the higher level sales skills or training skills that we can use. Workman Success Systems has got their mega expansion training on as a program we can use. And they're all either inexpensive or free provided back to us. And there's probably 100 other coaches inside of the company, people who have created programs that we can get to give to our teams. And so you don't have to go out and recreate the wheel or go buy the $6,000 a month coaching program. I mean, one of your things was, you're spending a ton of money on coaching. Now you're getting that from people here. Some coaching you need, some like we get coaching to next level our business, but it's to help keep us on the right track and keep the accountability there.
Yeah, and I definitely had to change my mindset when I came aboard because I had that, like you said, for 24 years, it's mine. I'm not telling my trade secrets like they were big secrets and nobody else in the world was ever using them, right? But I worked hard on them because it was my listing presentation. It was my documents. And so my mindset definitely had to change. And I'll tell you, when I came aboard, at first it was like a little like, is this too good to be true? They're really going to help me? Are they saying that to get me on board? That type of thing. Because I'm a little bit skeptical. But when it was actually happening, it was so freeing because I felt like, okay, now I can share. I can actually open up and share with people and they're sharing with me. And it makes your heart feel good on top of it all. So, for me, it was just eye-opening, a totally different way of doing business. And, a lot of people ask me, especially new agents, they'll ask me, is this a good company for new agents? Because I heard you have to be, top producers and all this to really get going. And I'm like, I wish they would have had this when I was a new agent because I was thrown to the wolves And the training, a lot of the training that companies provide are pretty much, hey, great job, go knock on some doors, which are fine. But I mean, the training alone at eXp that they provide is amazing. But then to join like our partnerships, because I know not all the partners or sponsors are the same.
Right.
Some of this, they tell you about eXp and they sign you up and you're good to go. And others, they will have a heart to help, kind of like, we do in our partnerships, and we coach them along the way. And so, it's really great for new agents to have all of that and not have to pay astronomical fee for it. So.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. You and I have collaborated a lot, and I never would have met you if it wasn't for eXp. And we've helped each other with our businesses. We were in some of the same Facebook groups, and we're sharing. I love what you're doing, trying to just provide value back to the agents. To in there, this is how you do a CMA. This is how you write a contract. This is many beginner things that the new agents need. And what you don't have to do is go recreate the wheel. There's so many tools here that are there, and you don't need to be teaching every class. If there's a class on social media, yeah, I know what I'm doing, but I'm also dangerous at it. So why not hire someone who actually knows more than I do, so they're not dangerous at it? Because I'll tell you the concept, then we got to go dig deeper on it.
Absolutely, and along with the events, like everybody thinks it's a cloud brokerage, which it is. It was meant to. It started as a cloud brokerage, and we can do it from anywhere. Hence me going back and forth, North Carolina, Florida, wherever I am, I can do it. And all the collaboration. But I feel like, it's just, there are so many agents and so many teams that have their own brick and mortar that, people can work out of. There's also office space that you can rent at a lower price through eXp. Yeah, Regis and other things like that. Absolutely. So you don't have to be cloud-based.
Right.
You can be, but there's a lot of local, places that can do that. So if they went with, like, Todd, if you sponsored somebody and they were in, Houston, Texas, you sponsor them and then you connect them if they want to be on a team with somebody there. So they do not, that's another misconception. They do not have to have a sponsor that is in the same state.
Yep.
I sponsor people in California and Virginia and everywhere, Texas. And then I connect them with the people that they should know in their area to possibly join a team or to get a local mentor that's in their MLS system that can help them with that, while I do the bigger picture of coaching them and things like that. So I think that's one of the things that people get confused about as well.
So that's what I love too. Like when our team, we've got, I've got myself as a team leader, and I got a couple sales leaders on our team, and we also got mentors. And the sales leaders don't need to worry about helping them write contracts. That's the mentor's job. You need to work on the higher level coaching. And so that's, and you can coach anybody in any state. It's a system. You can't teach the contracts in any state. So you want to be able to make sure they're specifically with people in those states that know the contracts as the mentors. And the mentor program, you have to go through a class and pass the test. I mean, it's like real estate, and to be able to teach others. And they don't just let a brand new agent become a mentor. You have to actually have sold real estate. So as we wrap up, what's one thing you'd love to share with everyone that we haven't really talked about?
There's so much, and then so little time, so much to share, right? Like I said, stay connected, get with a sponsor that is going to, help you beyond getting signed up at eXp.
Yeah.
And, there is health insurance there. There is, like express offers, where basically you could take a certification to deal with investors, and it helps you get listings because, you have investors that could possibly pay cash. So there's that. You do get free leads. There's Opcity, there's Lemon Brew. We have, so many things. And then a lot of people think about the $85 a month. Oh, I'm paying eXp $85 a month. In reality, it's not eXp taking $85 a month. It is a value. Yeah, you're getting the CRM, you're getting the website, you're getting all of that normally costs almost $500 for $85. Yeah. So it's not eXp charging, it's you getting a discount because you have to have a website and CRM to do real estate.
Yeah. That's
So
funny. And they freak out about the $85. I'm like, the software alone is $500 a month. So you got it for a bulk rate, you know, and you get the same tools. And, you know, so I love the people who complain about that. I had one agent who didn't come with me from Remax to eXp because they didn't want to pay the $85. So they let their license go. I'm like, well, works for me. So it's the dedication to the business and the dedication that you have to your business, you know,
Yep.
there. And so
everybody has different concerns. So I would say if you have any specific concern, get with the person that is trying to be your sponsor that you're talking to and ask them the questions. Don't just go to another brokerage because you assume that brokerage has it and eXp doesn't.
yeah.
eXp has so much, and then the partnerships have so much in addition. It's hard to get it out in 15, 20 minutes when you talk to somebody.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it sometimes there's a couple of meetings to fully understand. I mean, I wrote a book of questions and found some answers on YouTube through videos, and I also found a lot in meeting with Jay Kenner and Michael Reese personally to understand what was there, because I was the same broker for 18 years, so I didn't really move. I wanted to know what the tools and systems and all those things were in the transition, and what the transition phase looked like. Excuse my words. Well, Penny, I appreciate you jumping on today. I just like to find out like why people make the move, and you know, it's good to learn different stories about what's going on and what they're doing and everything. And I know I'm going to be back on here, you know, tomorrow with you, going through my little version of this. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, and hopefully you will speak to quite a bit of people, because I know you already have, about eXp.
Yep, definitely. Anybody who's got questions about it, definitely reach out to Patty, and I would be happy to talk to you further on questions about the why we moved or why it could benefit you, your business as well.
Yep, absolutely. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. Appreciate it, Patty. See you.